We're helping you help yourself.
It's a lot of bang for your buck.
Get a load off your mind by lifting weights.
They can help calm us.
Plus, how to flip a house for profit and have fun doing it.
If they connect with that style, they've already bought it.
And save money without sacrificing taste. Coffee subscriptions that up your cup of java. But first, help yourself to the money habits of those with lots of dough.
How do people who live with abundance make their money choices?
That's at the top of our list right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Shaguna Duolo.
And I'm Christina Guerrero. And because we're all trying to improve ourselves, today we're doing a special show called Help Yourself.
Of course, one way to help ourselves is learning how to manage our money better.
Yes, and why not follow the example of people who clearly have that handled pretty well? Folks who are wildly rich.
That's right, Jimmy Rhodes looks at ways to manage your money like a millionaire, and that's our featured story at the top of the list.
The internet's full of stuff you've been doing wrong your whole life. Who knew the tab on top of a pop can was for holding the straw, or that box your Chinese takeout food came in can double as a plate? The same's true for managing your money.
I grew up believing that people who budget will succeed.
But CPA Wendy Barlin, owner and chief strategist at About Profit, studied people who have a lot of money to see what they do differently.
How do people who live with abundance make their money choices?
We're running down Wendy's ways to manage your money like a millionaire. For starters, author your own goals.
Stay focused on that dream. That helps me avoid the day-to-day shiny objects that cross my path.
It doesn't matter what your goal is, a car, a house, a vacation, the image helps you to block out all the noise.
Every time you're tempted to spend money, if it doesn't take you to your goal, you can make a choice, and it's very empowering.
Next, millionaires pick a money day.
One day of the week, every week, to touch my money.
Scheduling that quality time really pays off.
One day a week, I pay my bills, I look in my bank accounts, I look at what I spent the last week, what I'm planning to spend the next week.
And that's 6 days to not stress out.
So it doesn't stay with me every single day. I push the anxiety to money day, and I deal with it on that day. And it keeps me focused. It works.
Next, instead of putting it all in one big pile, create money jars.
Not real jars, right? Because that'd be a little weird, but banking jars.
Give individual accounts names, such as travel.
So when I'm ready to book that vacation, I look in the travel account and see what's there. And I go, is that enough? Not yet. So I guess I'll either stay at a smaller hotel, I'll stay for fewer days. It allows me to make forward-looking choices. Whereas in the past, I would put a vacation on a credit card and spend the next year paying for it.
You can still pay with a credit card and get all those rewards, but you know you have the money to pay that card off in the same billing period so you don't pay any interest. Finally, millionaires rarely make the journey to wealth alone, so build your personal success team.
For your health, you have a doctor and a dentist and a chiropractor and an acupuncturist. Who do you have for your money?
My loud uncle who won't shut up about investing in a worm farm in northern Michigan. A better team would include
an accountant who actually you can have conversations with about strategies and choices. A financial advisor, someone who helps you navigate the world of stocks and bonds. An insurance broker, someone who can actually advise about the kind of insurance that you need.
Hold auditions for each of those roles.
Pick people who listen to you. Are you comfortable to share your deepest, darkest secrets? Because I know that sounds strange, but that's where the real strategies come from. The more clients tell me about the things they would never tell their parents, that's when I can really be valuable.
The bottom line?
If you're struggling to budget, don't give up. There's another way.
Managing your money like a millionaire is at the top of the list.
When we think of exercising, we think of helping our bodies, but it turns out lifting weights can also lift our spirits. Let's look at ways pumping iron can help you stamp out stress.
If you're looking to get your anxiety under control during these unprecedented times, you might consider weight training.
Weightlifting especially is associated with an endorphin release, and it can help calm us and, improve our mood, but also help calm some of those stress hormones down. Anytime we can incorporate more muscles, think more endorphins.
I caught up with gym owner, dietitian, and certified personal trainer Matt Hoodie to learn a few moves to ease anxiety.
We're starting with a squat with an overhead press. What do I need to know?
It's a lot of bang for your buck because we're incorporating lower body and upper body.
For weight, use a kettlebell, dumbbell, or
It can even be something like laundry detergent if you're at home.
with your feet a little more than shoulder distance apart, hold the weight to your chest.
We're going to go down to 90 degrees and then drive up through the heels and actually press up overhead with, again, whatever you're holding.
So I do that squat and press for 30 seconds, and then I move on to the next exercise, which is kettlebell swings.
They actually work a lot of the muscles that are very underused in kind of today's world where we're seated for everything, especially with work from home.
Start with a wide stance.
We're going to start with the weight down between our legs while keeping the chest upright. So we're going to raise those arms up in front while we squeeze the glutes.
And control your arms on the way down.
But we want to make sure that it's the muscle doing the movement and not our momentum, because otherwise it's going to become really easy and we also risk injuring ourselves.
The final move, ball slams.
This is a great one for stress relief. It looks like somebody just basically throwing a temper tantrum.
But this move is packed with perks.
It's just about the entire body is going to be engaged during a ball slam, all the way from the legs being engaged on the squat to pick the ball up, to the core as you're starting the slam, and the arms and the shoulders as you're finishing it off. So it really is a whole body movement, and it's one that allows us to elevate that heart rate.
And we're burning more calories because we're using more muscles.
Exactly, yep.
We're pumping iron to ease our anxiety.
Well, one great way to help yourself is to give yourself a clean, well-organized workspace. Now, since many of us are working remotely, we are looking at how to clobber the clutter and streamline that home office.
Let's get down to business by refreshing your workspace.
Now's the time to really set up your office to maximize your efficiency, your productivity, and really support how you work.
Carson Tate, managing partner at Working Simply, shares 5 tips to organize like a pro with Purge. First, establish productivity zones. Look at your core job tasks.
And then you determine what would be the best place to do it. So let's say, for example, you're responsible for Zoom calls, prospect research, and you do some writing.
Zoom calls require good audio and lighting.
So you would look for that place in your home or your apartment where you have good lighting and it's quiet.
And for research,
maybe the best place for Wi-Fi is in your den on the sofa. That would be the zone for that activity.
Next, use household items creatively.
Most of us do not have the well-stocked office supply cabinet that we did in our office buildings.
So repurpose things around the house like online shopping boxes.
These boxes are great for propping up our laptops and getting our camera eye level.
Now we're moving along to R.
R is to reestablish your working agreements with your, quote, co-workers. So many of us are navigating space and life with our partners or roommates, our dogs and kids.
To do this, Carson uses the stoplight system.
It's red, yellow, and green.
Put a red card next to your computer or on your office door.
And what that signals is do not enter unless it's an emergency. Then the yellow is proceed with caution. And then the green, interrupt, I'm open.
Up next is G, gather all necessary office supplies.
Trying to find the tape or the stapler is just frustrating and makes you cranky.
So keep your essential supplies in a container to show your housemates these are off limits.
Do not touch. You can have your own Sharpies. Don't take mine. But then keep them in your workspace.
Finally, eliminate paper and electronic clutter by asking yourself 4 questions.
So first, do you need to keep this paper binder file for legal, tax, or compliance reasons? The second question is, do I need to keep this to be in compliance with my company's record retention guidelines? The third question is, where else can you find this information? So often we save things that you can find on the internet.
And the final question,
when would you go back to this information?
Now we're set up for success with the purge process. Up next, turn an eyesore into eye candy and make a mint.
If you can create that, it makes it so much more appealing.
Steps you can take towards flipping houses successfully. Plus, the coffee craze is taken to a whole new level. No barista required. Then,
it's now getting more aggravated.
Natural ways to ease the skin damage caused by masks. It's all up next.
Welcome back to our Help Yourself show. If you've been binging DIY house flipping shows and you're ready to dip your toe into the world of real estate, this one's for you. We've got tips to help make you a flippin' fortune.
Flipping a house, if done correctly, can come with great reward.
But there can also be a lot of risk. So there's a few really important things to keep in mind so that your flip isn't a flop.
To learn more, we turn to realtor, designer, and house flipping expert, James Judge. First up, when looking for a house to flip, it's all about location, location, location.
Just because you might see an inexpensive or a cheap house or a good deal, is the neighborhood good?
James says there are a few things to research to make sure the neighborhood is a winner.
Schools, parks, and local amenities are all key factors in what makes a location and neighborhood so appealing.
And he says ask around to find out why the location is popular.
If you can figure out what's drawing people to that location, that is a huge step to success with sourcing a neighborhood and flipping in a great location.
Now, once you found your home, recycle and reuse what was there.
So many of my best flips were flips where I came in and I said, you know what, we're gonna keep those cabinets, we're gonna paint them, change the cabinet hardware, and people will love them, versus taking a sledgehammer to it.
So he says take a look around and see what you can salvage.
Are the interior doors salvageable? If you're missing one, can you match it?
James says not only does this save money, it adds style.
So rather than putting in cookie cutter cabinetry, you've got something that looks a little bit more unique.
Finally, catch the buyer's eye with fixtures and finishes.
People really connect with that visually and emotionally. They'll walk into the home, and if they connect with that style, they've already bought it.
For fixtures, he recommends focusing on
lighting. It's plumbing fixtures, cabinet hardware. It's the things that people are actually physically touching and physically seeing or physically using.
And for finishes,
flooring, paint, wallpaper, the things that really go in the actual inner shell. Of course, everyone would love to have a beautiful space and a finished home that's styled and decorated and designed. And if you can create that for a buyer, it makes it so much more appealing.
Now we got the knowledge to successfully flip houses into homes.
In the past year, a lot of us have gotten into making coffee at home, but if you want to help yourself to an even better cup of joe, you can get Java tailored to your taste and delivered to your door. Teresa Strasser has coffee subscriptions you'll want to check out on the buzz list. Teresa, thank you. Why go out and buy a coffee when you can be your own barista at home? We have 3 coffee subscriptions you need to check out. First up on our list, Atlas Coffee Club.
There's not all these options for you to choose from. They just have, here's what we're doing this month. It's yours.
According to Stephen Holm with YouTube channel Homegrounds, each month Atlas Coffee Club sends coffee from a different country depending on the type of roast that you pick. Inside the box, they give you brewing tips and notes about the coffee.
Really nice little touches with the postcard and the coffee note card.
A 12-ounce bag starts at just $14 without shipping. Next up on our list is Beanbox, picking the perfect roast for you from the coffee capital of the U.S., Seattle.
So, I want to know more about these coffees, and they have these QR codes on here.
With the QR codes from the bags, you're able to order a larger size of a certain coffee and learn all about the 4 different types that you received.
And they have a lot more information about it, notes about the roaster. It has the actual origins that comprise this blend.
A monthly order starts at $24, or they offer 6 and 12-month subscriptions for a cheaper price.
Beanbox offers you to prepay for 6 months, and you get a 20% discount, which is really nice.
Last up on our list is Angel's Cup, perfect for the coffee connoisseur. This coffee subscription is a little more fun than you might expect.
It says you're officially a coffee hunter. Welcome to the pack. Angel's Cup is like a game you play with coffee. Every sample is a chance to test your coffee tasting skills.
Your challenge is to guess the origin of each bag.
So just be careful when you do get this mystery box to keep these cards facing you so you don't actually see what's on the back.
Download the app to learn everything about each coffee type. The cupping flight comes with the smallest bags, and that starts
at $10.99 for a monthly subscription.
This is an awesome way to get to know different origins, different processes.
So you can put your taste buds to the test. That was coffee subscriptions to check out on the Buzz list. Lots more to come. Stay with us.
Welcome back to our Help Yourself show. If you've had a rough day, we all know comfort food can reboot our mood. But if you don't want all the empty calories that go with it, let's try a comfort movie instead. We've got 3 films guaranteed to turn any bad day around, and they're on the hot list.
If you're feeling sad, distressed, or overwhelmed, you're not alone. And film critic Zach Pope's here to help with 3 critically acclaimed and rentable films from the past decade, guaranteed to boost your mood.
Oh, fantastic!
Let's start with Sing Street.
If you love coming-of-age films and you love rock music, this is the film for you.
We need to form a band.
This 2016 flick, which has a whopping 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, follows a teenager in 1980s Ireland who starts a band to impress an aspiring model.
It puts a smile on your face, it makes you want to pursue your dreams, and it really inspires you in so many different ways. And after you watch this film, you will definitely be queuing up all the music on every car ride, and any moment that you are doing something, you will be listening to the music for days to come.
Now to another coming-of-age film, director Wes Anderson's Moonrise Kingdom.
If you're just looking to be transported to another place and really just feel all comfortable with smiles all around, this film will do that for you.
Does it concern you that your daughter has just run away from home?
That's a loaded question.
This 2012 movie has an impressive 94% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and is Anderson's highest-grossing film ever in the U.S.
Good.
The star-studded cast includes Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, and Bill Murray. It's about the quest to track down a pair of kids who've run away together.
It's true.
It touches on humanity, and my favorite thing about that is how it deals with how we treat each other, and in general, how we should be treating each other.
What's this?
And finally, let's wrap up our comforting movie list with the cuteness of Paddington 2.
This is perfect.
The 2017 family flick doesn't have a single bad review from any of the more than 240 who've written about it on Rotten Tomatoes.
And yes, while this is a sequel to the very first Paddington, which is an enjoyable film, you don't have to watch it. That's what makes this film so good. It stands on its own.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just oozes with charm, and right now, that's the type of film everyone needs to watch.
Paddington wouldn't hesitate if any of us needed help. He looks for the good in all of us.
Oh, movies that'll give you a big bear hug on the hot list. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our Help Yourself show. Now, one small but annoying side effect of the last year, the acne brought on by wearing a face mask. Teresa Strasser has 3 chemical-free ways to help prevent and treat maskne.
Masking up may help save lives, but it can be tough on our skin because they are the culprit behind the dreaded maskne.
So maskne is something that if you already have acne, it's now getting more aggravated because you're not getting the air free flowing around your skin. And then you've got the friction, the back and forth friction.
Esthetician Kimberly Baden has a 3-step plan to treat and prevent maskne using all natural remedies, starting with a bamboo bandage. Kimberly calls these bandages Mother Nature's triple threat because she says they help kill acne bacteria 3 ways.
This stuff is naturally antibacterial, so that's the first thing. And then on top of it, it's got aloe, which is also another antibacterial. It's breathable, which is something that is a huge component because the bacteria that causes the problem in the first place is largely anaerobic. So that means that it can't survive in the presence of oxygen.
Our next maskne remedy is acne bacteria's worst nightmare, Manuka honey.
The Manuka honey is the only thing that's actually now been clinically shown to destroy that stuff without any kind of resistance.
Kimberly suggests a tiny drop of Manuka honey be applied directly to the bamboo bandage, then apply to the acne.
There's no downside to using Manuka honey, period, full stop, unless you're allergic to bees. If you're allergic to bees, you got to be careful with honey.
She says you can apply the treatment while wearing wearing your mask or leave it on overnight. Kimberly's final maskne busting tip is keeping those masks clean. It's a tough task, but a must.
You know, you may not be changing out those masks as often as you should. You may be reusing them. I know that a lot of my clients, I've seen them do this. They take their mask off, they wad it up, they stick it in their pocket, or it goes in their purse. Those aren't good environments for keeping down the amount of bacteria that you're now going to be putting back onto your skin.
Kimberly suggests always having 3 clean masks in plastic sandwich bags, and at a minimum, change them out once each day. You can find the bamboo bandages and Manuka honey online and at your local health food store. Keeping the maskne at bay the all-natural way.
I mean, who would have ever thought maskne would ever be a thing? Crazy world we're living in.
Yeah, but hopefully a little easier on you after our Help Yourself show.
That's right.
Thanks for watching.